As you can see, I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be. Representing for my brother BMT.
Got my man Austin in the building. What up, bro?
What's good?
Travel is life.
This how we roll. Look, I just happened to get off the elevator. Look at it. The BMT shirt on. You know, we representing all the way in Thailand, man.
This shirt is so dope, man. It shows up your guns, fits your muscles, gives you room at the bottom for the belly, and then you repping the BMT brand, man. So make sure y'all pick up that BMT shirt because it's fire. It looks good. He got them in different colors, and I'm telling y'all, man, the fit, it ain't that cheap bullshit. It's a real quality shirt, man. I love it, BMT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for blessing me with the shirt, and I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, dude.
Y'all haven't downloaded the app yet? Y'all go download the Passport Bros app, man. Shout out to BMT. Shout out to the Passport Bros, man. This is something special. Everybody should get on it. We got our own social network now.
All right, man. Look, I don't know. Y'all missing out, man. Look, if you want any information, if you want to be a part of a community, be a part of like a brotherhood, man, and people watch out for you, whereas entrepreneurs, YouTubers, or anything you really want to get into, man, y'all need to download that app, man. Passport Bros.
Only Passport Bro app, download it, BMC, dropping a platform for everybody to be social on. So get that, copy that.
All right, man, it's your boy Average Man Unplugged. Make sure you hit the Passport Bro app. We got all our content on there. We got our own network now, you guys, all right? So go check that out, man. Passport Bro app. Make sure you download it.
All right. And we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. It's your man BMT in the building. Apologies for being a little late, but we're here. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's here. Who's in here early. Rather, shout out to Cool Cat. He says, heard BMT got 5 Thai baby mamas and owe the Thai government $1 billion by the back child support. Shout out to Cool Cat, man. We in here. We are in here. All right. Shout out to Sheen Shang. He's in the building. Shout out to you, bro. Talking about the Philippines. I got to visit the Philippines next time I go to Asia. That's the one country I did not get a chance to visit to. All right. But shout out to everybody that came in the room early. Shout out to Saint Cyr. He's in the building. Philly Dome, my dude Philly Dome. Shout out to Philly Dome. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, make sure to check out his channel, man. We in here. We in here strong, heavy, early. 55 in the room. That's what's up, man. We in here. We in here. What up, man? Megatron in the building. We got Change says change for the better says what's good, BMT? What's good? What's happening? We in here. We in here, man. Lighten it up a little bit for the family. All right, there we go. All right. I want to give a shout out. You know, I got to do my quick shout out to the Passport Bros Facebook group, man. I want to give a shout out. This is where it's all started. This is where all the viral name and everything they got the name from. This is where it all started. The Facebook group, we're at 20,000 members. I think it's about 500 people waiting to get approved to get into the group. You know, we have an approval process. We try to limit the haters as much as we can. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that's joined the private Passport Bros Facebook group, right? It's constantly growing. Every time it's a viral video or some type of controversy, there's a large jump in membership, guys trying to join the group, man. So make sure if you haven't already joined, a lot of good information in the group, a lot of great posts. Now, like I said, you can't get really detailed because we know major social media is pretty limited right now at this point. So if you want something more detailed, then you guys can always join the app, all right? The Passport Bros app, link in the description, all right? It was funny, man, because I actually ran into a couple of cats today, and I'm not really in the tourist section, so this was like kind of rare to run into other Americans where I'm at out here in Medellin. But I ran into some Americans, and the first thing they said was, hey, man, What's going on, BMT? What's good with you, bro? I got that. And I really appreciate all the support that we have had as far as the app, man, because it's really important that we maintain, our own independent platform, because we know any day they can come on down. The powers that be can go ahead and wipe that social media clean, man. So we really appreciate everybody that's joined. The Passport Bros app is free to download right now. Make sure the link is in the description. Make sure to download the Passport Bros app. All right. Shout out to Rogue Moon Child. Somebody said my passport, my choice. Somebody said the peso OS or even hated more since you launched the app. Yeah, man, it's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That's what it is. Unfortunately, you're gonna always have some haters. But I love to see a lot of guys traveling more, running to different guys. I've been in some spots I would never thought I would see a Passport Bro in. I'm talking about in the backwoods of Brazil or Barra da Tijuca, and you see a guy with a Passport Bro t-shirt on or a BMT t-shirt on, man. So shout out to everybody, man. The ideology is growing, it's spreading. We have over 470 million impressions on TikTok. Well, not impressions, but let's talk about views, basically. People that's heard of the Passport Bros name and terminology and all that good stuff, man. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that's joined. All right. Somebody says, I'm not on Rumble at this moment, man. I might need to join Rumble, though. All right. Yes, the app is free to download, and you have a couple of days. You can test it out, try it out, man. We have a lot of good things going on in the app. But yes, you do have to pay to use after the 7 days. So keep that in mind, family. All right, because we got to pay the bills, we got to keep it, because there's no advertisements. Most apps aren't technically free. You're just seeing hella advertisements, as you know, all right? Even in the social networking app. So yeah, we don't have any advertisers. We are working on getting some sponsorship, but yes, you do have to pay for the app, right? $4.99 a month, family. $1.25 a week. Yeah, I have noticed that. We're going to talk about that today, too. We're going to talk about that. We're going to chop it up about that, man, about all the infiltration that the Passport Bro movement is getting right now. All right, from these dating coaches, these gurus, these social media gurus, all these guys out here. Right now it's like a lot of scam things going on. I don't know if you guys been keeping up with O'Shea and his scam reports and whatnot, but I keep up with it. I get a lot of information. I've invested in certain things as well. That didn't turn out the way I would like to turn out, in particular the school with Dr. Umar. I didn't invest in the Tesla real estate fund. I didn't do that. But I did think that it was a positive move, and it's unfortunate if the things are true that's being said about that fund. Some of you guys might not already be familiar with the whole J real estate thing. I believe there was supposed to have a rally today for the people to try to get 20% of their money back, which was very interesting. But it's not a good look on brothers who want to do business and raise funds to do that type of business, because we already have some of distrust towards each other. All right. Somebody said, shout out to Papa Nomad, super chat. He says, calling those haters, I believe that's the British pound, if I'm not mistaken. He says, calling those haters plantation bros, that was gold. Keep up the good work, and y'all embrace that label, Passport Bros. We're proud. You know what's funny? When I said plantation bros, that thing went viral, man. It's got I think Filipina P did a version of her, the Passport Plantation Bros video with like 250,000 views. People start utilizing that terminology. So we coined a lot of phrases here. The Passport Bros phrase was pretty much coined here. And they say stemming off the Facebook group. Then people took it and ran with it. And then also the Plantation Bros was coined here as well. All right, because you do have those. You got guys that really speak negatively on guys traveling the world in search of better opportunities. And we're going to talk about that today as well. And more traditional long-term relationships. They try to find a partner outside of the rapid hookup culture of the West. All right, because we all know that the hookup culture is not good for long-term relationships. All right. But I was watching a news clip, a news clip, family, that which spawned the topic of this show, and it was about the labor shortage in America right now. They're saying that millennials and Generation Zs are pretty much not working, and they're trying to figure out why they're not working. It was somewhat of a hit piece on the men in America to a certain degree. They were just saying that, hey man, a lot of guys, you know, they're just not working, but a lot of the younger guys, I would say guys 35 and younger, are finding different ways to make money outside of traditional workforce jobs. All right. You got a lot of content creators right now. You got a lot of guys with podcasts. You got a lot of guys into crypto. You got a lot of guys into trading. You got a lot of guys into real estate. And because of that, you know, it's a labor shortage right now. Now, there's the flip side to that. Right, there is the flip side to that. We're gonna shout out Yoga Yoga in every stream too. Shout out to Yoga Yoga. Salute, Grego. Somebody said the first fit ever false copyright your channel. No, man, no. I don't have a problem with the Fresh and Fit guys. I think I did a show about them a couple of years ago, but no, I don't think I ever got any smoke from the Fresh and Fit guys. All right, but this news clip, this news video by, I think it was Dateline or something like that. They was missing a lot of key points, a lot of key elements of to why it's a labor shortage in America. All right. Somebody say crypto is the main culprit. Yeah, to a certain degree. To a certain degree, it is. All right. Somebody said Fresh and Fit, Goofy Ninjas. But a lot of it is really coming from the fact that a lot of guys aren't really motivated to bust their ass 12, 14 hours a day and come home to issues within a Western relationship. That's what they're skipping over. You know, a lot of guys just opting out of the American system in general. Marriage is down, all right? Traditional jobs, guys are not getting those 10, 12-hour, 5 days a week jobs anymore. You know, because it's like, what's the motivation? Clubs are down. Everything in the economy, as far as socially in America, are down right now. You know, people are not getting married. Guys are not going out. You know, we were the general engine behind a lot of e-commerce as far as economy goes, right? As far as, you know, paying for the money on the dates, paying for the weddings, you know, paying all types of stuff, man, you know, all types of things that a lot of guys are just opting out at this point, right? A lot of guys in the West in general are opting out. And yes, you do have a lot of guys that are just the nomads now. All right. Somebody said we don't believe in the system. Yes, that's correct. A lot of guys, a lot of bros or just don't believe in the system any longer. You know, I know a lot of guys that have traveled, and the first thing they do after that first trip is they opt out the dating period, right? They just totally opt out. And a lot of guys go ahead and get Google certifications. You know, I want to give a shout out to my guy, John, who actually found a job on the 300 job list that I put out. You know, yes, he had guys that actually took that list and ran with it, right? And actually was able to find them an online job, and they immediately, you know, got their certifications and they would move overseas. So that's the issue as well. All right. Somebody said you win the game by not playing. Passport Bros up. Shout out to my dude Megatron in the building. Somebody, Big Mike says, I left the U.S. in 2019 and went to Chile, Peru, Brazil, and traveled across Asia. All right. Guys, get your passports and leave the matrix. All right. Cardell is good, man. Cardell is just doing this thing with the real estate thing. You know, Cardell opened up that restaurant out there in Sosua, and he had his hands full, man. Cardell's a businessman, so he just been tied up. Everything is good with Cardell. Shout out to my brother Cardell. All right. Somebody, J Mayer says, do you think Pookie Paul planned to start a beef channel the whole time? Seems like you just wanted some YouTube success money and saw Damon business plan. Now Pookie Peso got 5K sub, shaking my damn head. Hey man, if people want to sub to that cat, for his lies, I mean, let him do it, bro. Let him do it. So people like to hear negative. People like to hear negativity, bro. I mean, that's what it is. That's a strategy. I think what happened was the cat was out there for a long time, right? He didn't film any content, and that was his way, of lying on people, throwing my name on the bus, lying on me, lying on all the cats he hung around. And he was able to generate a little buzz off the people that was already kind of hating. So he has the hater channel. It is what it is. Somebody said drop shipping as well. Yeah, a lot of guys are doing drop shipping. A lot of guys are doing drop shipping. You meet these young 20, 30-year-old millionaires now, bro. Guys have figured out that system of merging social media influence with commerce. Things have changed recently, though, because now they want to the social networks, once they start charging for ads and really starting trying to make money off ad revenue, that kind of changed up the whole system. The whole algorithm is more geared towards showing people relative ads at this point. Somebody said I went to Dana. That is that Dane. Dane says I went to Brazil about 12 years ago for the first time, and now I have never dated a woman in America again. All right. Somebody said that's the real cost. It's cheaper overseas once they get outside the country. That's very true. My crypto guy. No, it's my stock guy. Bearded Nadex is in the building. Shout out to my dude, man. We used to have drag out shows, crypto versus stock investment. And it looks like my man might have been right about the crypto. It looks like you might have been right about the crypto, man. I'll drop a link soon if you want to hop on, bro. But if you guys are familiar with this channel, this is when we was doing, I think I might have had 5,000, less than 10,000 subscribers. And we would have shows, crypto versus traditional investing in the stock market and stuff like that. And it looks like my man might be, at this point, looks like my man was right about the crypto. All right. All right, J Mez, where can I put that list at? I know it's on the app, but I'm trying to figure out where else can I put it. We had it on the website. Just email me, man. Email me and I'll send the list out because we just updated that list, by the way. Somebody said the market's too flooded for drop shipping. All right. Oh, bro. Renee said the app is fire. Yeah, man. We worked really hard on the app, bro. We worked really hard on that app. We want to give a platform because we saw what was on the horizon coming. We saw on the horizon coming. And the thing about it is that was when the first group was taken down and we came up with a solution and I pitched it on a show one day. We had a lot of support starting off the rip. A lot of guys would say, hey, man, I invest, and some guys might have mentioned like, hey, let's just do a Discord and everything. I'm like, bro, you got to get out. You got to get off every major platform and just have your own. That's the best solution. All right. Because all these major platforms are acceptable to the powers that be. Let's just be honest. These are the big guys. These are the big wigs. They can easily go and just say, hey, you know what? We tired of this right here. Clean it, wipe it, demonetize it, get rid of it. And that's why it was so important for us to goddamn create our own platform. All right. Now, I want to give a shout out to my dude, Caribbean Castanova. I want to give a shout out to you, brother. He says, men are leaving the States because of the dollar's power outside the States. The exchange rate makes a life cheaper elsewhere, which is very true. I've been preaching that for the longest, and for some reason, it gets kind of overshadowed by the whole dating aspect of the Passport Bros. That's why I broke down that article a couple of days ago that was done by the Utah Tribune, I believe, or the Salt Lake Times or something like that, and said it was pretty much two definitions of so-called passport bros. You got guys that do it because of the financial incentive of their dollar stretching and going a longer way. You got a lot of guys being digital nomads, IT guys. You got a lot of retired military that's been doing this before even the passport bro ideology was there. So you do have that version. And then you got some guys who are traveling specifically to find traditional relationships, all right, where they're more comfortable taking on all the responsibilities of the finances, and the woman is more comfortable taking care of the home. All right, so you do have two different versions. So you got guys that like a little bit of both, like myself. All right. All right. You know, I ran into a cat today that was mentioning stocks out here in Medellin. He was mentioning that. Shout out to Saints. It's a digital nomad gang. All right, Megatron says, I'm rather fed up with these boomer-ridden hit pieces on my generation and Generation Z's just because we found out the system is rigged and found new ways to thrive away from their dead-end opportunities. And the thing is, man, back in the day, growing up, right, in 90s, early 2000s, it was impressive to tell a woman that, you had a CDL or you was a plumber or you was an electrician or something like that, or even a computer engineer, whatever your trade was. There was, impressed that you was a productive man and you was working. Well, with the younger generation, the social media generation is what I like to call them. That's a little bit after my generation. That's not impressive to a lot of women, right? So a lot of these young guys automatically, inherit that. They notice like, hey man, these women in the social media generation, they're not impressed by blue collar jobs or guys with certain certifications. They expect you to be 21 with a Bentley already. Do you rap, do you drop shipping, are you a scammer? A lot of these younger women, they expect you to already have it. They don't give you the time to kind of cement your career and make a come up with it these days. So a lot of younger guys, they just not really interested in doing blue collar or any type of manual labor or any type of job, really, even if it's not manual labor, any type of 9 to 5. A lot of these young cats, they're just not interested in it because it's not going to pay the money to attract the girls. And that's the brass tacks of it. All right, shout out to KW with the Canadian $5. She says, what were you afraid of the most in becoming a digital nomad and how did you overcome it? Big shout outs from Toronto, Canada. That's a good question. What was I really? You know what? I was already dabbling. I was already tiptoeing out a lot back in, like, what was it, 2020? Man, one of my guys, we would travel. I might have went to DR like 9 times in 1 year, maybe 11. And then I went to Medellin, and then I was like, oh wow, this is it. And then I end up just making that jump, making that transition, man. It was I wouldn't say I had any real fear because I could always move back to America. But once I kind of just entrenched myself with the expat community overseas, it was on and popping at that point. Once you develop friends and family in these countries, you got friends in Colombia, or I have friends in Colombia, friends in Brazil, a whole brotherhood out there building in Thailand. Shout out to Richie Mack and Dante and all those cats, Travelversity in them. You just get more comfortable, man. You get in your pocket, you get in your community, you get in your circle, and you figure out ways to make money. You throw a couple of parties, whatever you have to do. Also, having, of course, some type of digital nomad background as well. All right. Somebody said, shout out to Jesus, a business generated positive cash flow is the way to go. If you make less than 150K, stocks are too slow. Yeah, starting a business is 100% the way to go, man. That's the first way I started making money. I'd never really made money with a traditional job. That's when I started flipping cars and doing other things, selling socks and stuff like that. It's when I saw large sums of money coming in at one time. the 9 to 5, the whole working 2-3 jobs, it never was reasonable to me because you're getting taxed so much. Shout out to my dude Brandon Clark. He's also a member. Says, every time I return to the U.S. to meet investment clients, it shocks me how much America is changing. I see guys are checking out. I don't blame them. Things are a lot better in Colombia for me socially. Yeah, man, Colombia is a vibe. I love Colombia. I love Colombia. It's a reason why all your favorite YouTubers are back in Colombia. All right. There's definitely a reason. I love Thailand. I love Rio. I love Brazil. But as far as living, despite some of the issues and the crimes out here, I do enjoy living out here in Colombia. I mean, it's definitely a vibe. It's definitely a beautiful culture here that I like being a part of. All right, Yoga. Shout out Yoga in the building. Don't worry, I'm gonna play it. I think I got your stuff pulled up, bro. I'm gonna play a clip of your trailer. Just hit me on WhatsApp. I'm gonna play a clip of that trip because we promoting the fight, even though we ain't got a set dates yet. Hopefully, we'll get a date soon, family. All right. I just got a question. What makes you continue to do what you do? Man, you know what? It feels good to run into different guys, when you're traveling, like I say, in the most unexpected areas, because I don't typically stay in the tourist area anywhere I go now. I did that the first couple of years I was traveling. Now, I stay a little bit off the beaten path to a certain degree. And I love just running into guys, man, and just motivating them to say, hey, man, how long you been out here? This is your first time. I love running to guys who's the first time in the country, and I can just show them around, stuff like that. So just changing lives in general, man. That's all the appreciation I need, brother. All right. Big Mike makes a good point. He makes a real good point. He says, fellas, find a company who will let you work overseas. My company let me work from wherever. As soon as I found this out, I left the matrix, and now I'm making USD money in a low cost of living country. And that's the big, man. Shout out to you, Big Mike. Shout out to you, man. We've been preaching that for quite some time. So shout out to you, man. Love the motivation, bro. And believe it or not, you never know until you try. I had a cat, one of my dudes who's been on this channel from the get-go. I mean, when I had like maybe 30 subscribers, he just found out that he could work overseas from his company now. And he's planning on moving to Medellin. So you just got to ask, man. You just never know. Somebody asked, do they hoop in Colombia? From what I can tell, man, they be turning the basketball courts into like little mini soccer fields, from what I can tell. I passed the basketball court a couple of times, and I haven't seen anybody hooping out there like that. It's a court right around the corner, but it's so small, and I see like a little soccer goal underneath the rim. So I haven't been able to play I haven't been able to hoop since I've been back out here, unfortunately. Somebody said, look, Colombia seems crowded. Man, Colombia is the size of Texas, man. You got to move around. You go to different little spots, Barranquilla, Bucaramanga, Cali. And you're not going to find too many Americans out in those cities. Like, you'll find a little pocket in each city, but, we're not that deep. But it is a lot of Americans in Poblado and Medellin, though, for sure. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link. We've been chopping up for about 28 minutes. We got 190 in the room, guys. If you are living overseas, or if you have made a conscious decision to go ahead and move out of states, join the show. Hit the link. I want to know, what's your thoughts on leaving it, why you decided to leave America. I've expressed plenty of times, I saw it coming from miles away. I was, up on a lot of financial news back in the day, and I saw, the inflation, everything coming. I want a simpler lifestyle. I didn't necessarily leave because I was struggling with dating women in the States. I'm not one of those guys, but the guys that, they leave for different reasons. So I'm gonna drop a link, man, and you guys can come on the show, chop it up. Like I say, if you plan on leaving America or you've already left America, let us know your thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link now. Right. Oh, that's the wrong link. Hold on. Let me drop a link. We ain't heavy today. 188 in the room. That's what's up, family. So much they have nice hoops and Laurellas. I haven't seen none, man. Let me know, Gray S. Let me know. Hit me in the chat. Let me know where they at. Let me just drop this link real quick. Let me drop this link real quick. Shout out to my guy at Naughty American Next Spaces. I never had any trouble with getting a Western woman. I just got fed up with their stuff. Hence Kenya, man. I need to come out. Hey, when I come out of Kenya, man, don't get ghost on me. The Naughty American Next Space. Don't get ghost on me, bro. All right. Somebody said, Megatron said, I wish there was a Capoeira visa in Brazil, but that Muay Thai visa Thailand looks tempting. Though, you know what? They just had an article that came out in the Pattaya News about easing the visa restrictions, all right? Easing the way guys can stay longer periods of time over there in Thailand. They're meeting about that actually this week. Now, you do have a Muay Thai visa. That's about $1,300 US with multiple entries you can do. You have the student visa. It's not a student visa, but you can take Muay Thai. You can take Thai classes to learn Thai. That's a visa as well. I believe that's a little bit lower than the Muay Thai visa, but I'm not sure if it's multiple entry. So you have a lot of options. If you're over, I believe either 52 or 55, you can get a retirement visa over there in Thailand. And the thing about Thailand, they always taking and adding. You know, they had one visa, they got rid of that visa, then they add another visa. So you just got to just stay abreast of what's going on in Thailand, because that's one of the things. When you do the extensions monthly, it can definitely fill up your passport really quickly, man. So if you do decide to stay in Thailand, I suggest try go ahead and get some form of a visa, all right? Because those border runs get old real fast. Somebody said BMT American Express says BMT travels come out to Kenya. I'll do that. All right, we got a few cats in the back end. Let me go ahead and pop these guys on in here. Get your passport, gentlemen. Travel. What's good?
How are you, my brother?
I'm good, man. Not sued and booed today?
Nah, not soon. I got my workout clothes, man.
That's what's up, man. And I also have.
How you doing, sir?
You gotta take. I'm good. Yeah, I gotta let.
That's the feedback. Hi.
Okay. How you doing? Okay.
How you doing, brother?
I'm surviving. I'm here at work and everything. Just wanted to pop in, and just talk if that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
you gotta take me off. We have an echo.
Okay. My.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now get your passport, gentlemen. I'll start off with you, man. What do you think about today's topic? Why do you think a lot of bros are leaving the States?
I think it's for several reasons. I think for better dating opportunity is one.
Mm-hmm.
I think economy-wise, because inflation is so high, cost of living is getting up there. I think it's a better life outside of the USA, especially if you're trying to live simple. And I think a lot of people get more bang for their buck outside of the US. I know that's the reason why I want to leave, that I plan on leaving now. Remember last time I was telling you about changing my career, so that's what I'm working on now, so that I could be gone and work remotely. Staying in a place like Thailand, because of the cost of living is so cheap, and plus, my girl's out there, so I want to be able to be out there full time.
Muted. Okay, yeah, that's some very good points. And what do you think about the common narrative that passport bros are pretty much leaving America because they can't get any women in the States and they're losers. What do you think about that narrative?
I think that's a lie perpetuated by feminists. I think they try to discredit guys so much, especially black men, because Caucasian men been doing it for years. They've been doing
That's
it for
true.
40 years. But
That's
you
true.
had no complaints, no nothing said about them. But as soon as black men been doing it, it's always an issue. And so now their backup plan is gone, you know. And so now they're trying to hinder us men from going out traveling abroad. There's so many bad stereotypes put about black men. We got to battle racism from other races. Then we got to battle KK Keishas. We got to battle them, and so it's like we caught in between a rock and a hard place. So it's only obvious for us men to think of a solution. Okay, so we don't make enough money. We're not making six figures. We're not 6 feet tall. And we're not the type of men that you want. So, all right, how can we create a better solution for ourselves? So, our solution is to go elsewhere, go outside the country, and now that's a problem. So you can't win for losing.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I want to give a shout out to the Reptilian representative with the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, respect the BMT. Tips for Passport Bro success. Number one, invest in solving problems in Africa where competition is nil. Number two, invest in multiple passports. I 100% agree with that. Shout out to you, the Reptilian representative. I have a few cats in the back end. Let me see if I can get them on. I just can't. There we go. Got my guys in here. Okay. Got my dude, the mayor, in the building. What up, the mayor? And I have the Caribbean Casanova. Now, Caribbean, you know, I guys forgot to cam up, man, but I know you, so we all good, brother.
No worries, bro.
All right. All right, so I am Alex. So you got your echo fixed yet, brother?
Fixed yet, brother?
Nah, you don't.
You don't got it fixed yet, man.
Hold on.
Oh, excuse me?
Yeah, get your technicals right, brother. Get your technicals right if you don't come on the show. The mayor, where you at, bro?
What's good, man?
What's good?
Out here in Wacklanta, man. No disrespect.
Wacklanta? Oh, man, not Wacklanta.
Respect, man. I'm trying to get out of here, bro. I got another week to be here, and I'm gone, man.
All right, okay. So let us know what's your thoughts on why so many bros are leaving the States, bro. Give us one of your top reasons.
I mean, it's brothers is looking for something different, man. And it's not the same. This ain't the life we was living 15, 20 years ago, man. This is the agendas are back in the days they was spoon feeding the agendas. Here's a little bit here, here's a little bit here. Now they just throwing it in your face. They got a pie and they like, here, pow. So people are like, man, what is this? Because the stuff that goes on here, you travel, they looking at it like that's only the USA, man. Only the USA got these problems, but everywhere else is totally different, bro. Yeah, man. I'm gone though. I'm gone. My plan is to retire in about 5 years, man. I'm retiring at 45, and I'm out of here, man. I'm gone.
You out. What country you gonna go to?
Oh man, Cartagena, man. Colombia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see the hat, man? What you mean? I'm in Atlanta rocking this, bro. I'm out of here. I'm in the club, man. Hey, catch me in the club with the hat on, baby. I ain't playing things, man.
Atlanta is the epicenter of women who are super delusional. I understand why the mayor going through it. I understand. I was out there for a little bit. Hold up, just so you know, we're not hiding, my G. So don't you worry. Anytime you need me to cam up, just let me know. I just don't do it because I'm usually busy doing something else. But at the end of the day, here's what I want all the gentlemen in the chat to know. You know, whoever's watching, whether you're watching now, salute to the people in the chat now, or your replay gang, you watch it later. As Black men, we've never, ever had a space in this country of the United States. This is not our country. We were brought here to build it, right? We built it with our own blood, sweat, and tears, yet they never made a place for us. You
Built it
see,
and protected. Don't forget that part.
facts. Salute to everyone who served in the military. We appreciate you. We know what you sacrificed for us to be free. Now, what's important is that when you leave the United States, the color that actually starts to matter more is the color of green, right? It's no longer really the color of your skin. Although you'll still run into certain issues when it comes to racial profiling, once they hear your accent, it's almost as if you're given a level of social economic up. Let's say you're leveling up just with that. So it's important, if you guys are thinking that you need to have such a huge amount of money for you to be successful elsewhere, you don't. Actually, what you need to start doing is starting to no longer put the money into the matrix, right? When you have these excess dollars, whether it's $200, $300, you put it in a fund, and you know what you title that fund? You title it the Freedom Fund. Do you understand? Because
Mm.
once you have approximately less than, if you have $10,000, you can start a business in almost 90% of all the countries outside of the United States. You see, what you need to do is instead of focusing on looking for a woman who is going to satisfy you and pleasure you, you should look for a woman that you can trust, who's a person of integrity outside in the country that you'd like to build in, because this person can be the foundation and your let's just say the person doing all the legwork, building the business for you. There's a lot of successful men out there. There's one gentleman, if you search him on YouTube, he actually started a business, and I want to say it's Thailand. And the business is literally a lemonade stand, right? But he's making millions of dollars now. I can't remember the gentleman's name. If you just Google it, you'll find him. So he found himself a partner, and they built this business of just starting out with just selling lemonade, really. And it's super important because there's so many intelligent black men with this excess dollars, and a lot of it gets wasted trying to chase a dream that's never going to be attainable here in the States. It's just not for
Mm.
everyone. It's not, the sad reality is what they do is they put a carrot at the end of the stick, and it's almost like if you ever seen the Greyhound racing, right? They never actually catch the rabbit or the carrot. The idea is they put this dream by allowing a few of these, let's just say, token individuals to be successful. But the reality is for black men, it's super difficult because it is at the end of the day, most of the things that we have to deal with is ingrained racism. And outside of the States, the one thing that you can at least do is build a life that creates where people can value you, especially the women who are supposed to be respecting what it is that you bring to their life. Because here in the States, unfortunately, they have been corrupted mentally. And it's been done so, if you think it's been done since the beginning, especially when they were younger with the Disney movies. It's convinced them that everybody's a princess and there's some knight in shining armor that's going to come save them. And it's ridiculous because at the end of the day, you have great men who are working, making $70,000 a year, can provide for a family, and yet for some reason they're having this difficult issue with finding a woman with the same mindset. So just I don't want to make this long-winded, but just understand that you don't have to have a lot of funds to create yourself a life outside of the States. With about $10,000, you can create a business in almost 90% of the countries. And if you have somebody that you can work with, someone who's trustworthy, that will do the legwork while you're still in the States making the dollars before you can find a way to transition, I guarantee you, you'll be successful. And if you need help you don't have to pay me a dollar. You can just reach me through Instagram. I'll give you all the information that I have as far as reaching out to certain businesses, depending on what countries you're interested in.
That's a beautiful thing you said, man. You made a lot of good, valid points, especially on talking about the business, because that's why I like to highlight of guys going overseas, starting businesses in Thailand. You got guys with restaurants in Brazil, hotels in Colombia and the DR. Shout out to my dude, Cardell, with his new restaurant, Wings and Waffles in the Sasua. So you have a lot of opportunities. You're absolutely right. The thing I will say is make sure if you are planning on starting a business overseas to try to tie yourself into a network, right? of guys that's been doing business
Sure.
over there
Yeah.
previously, because that's very important, because these people would take your money and they will run with it, and it's not like the States where you can actually sue them for some
Right.
type of reprimand, you know. So I just want to put that out there real quick. But good points, Caribbean Casanova. Kamal, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's good, brother? Been a
Yeah.
minute, man.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, everything's good, brother. I saw you live, and I just want to say I think y'all doing great work, especially you and you and you and you. But I live in Japan. I've been living in Japan for like 7 years, and I
Wow.
go,
Oh man, that's what's
yeah,
up, man. I can't wait to
I
come
go
back to
back and
Japan.
forth, and I just wanted to,
Uh-huh.
the young man say, looking to get a better career so he can remotely, and I just wanted to do my deal is because I'm a travel nurse, so I
Okay.
make enough money to still do long periods of time, and I also got a business over there also. I had to come back every now and then because I got to update my license and my skills. And also I got to keep my nurse's license just in case something pop off. I always can feed my family. But I think this passport bro stuff is getting more steam. People have been attacking it, but now people are rethinking it. And I came out of woodworks because I've been married for 17 years. And so when I go on panels, people can't really attack me. They can't
That's
attack me.
right. You
They can't
loser. You
attack
can't
me.
find a woman.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, I've been married for 17 years. But she can't bring it back to America. Well, she lived in America for 10 years.
Right,
Well, you know what I mean? Well, dude, I say lies for, I'm trying to say without cussing. I say lies for my MF for living. So I'm out in the front fighting for y'all guys on panels because I can't be attacked. They can't really attack me because I did it and I'm doing it. And I just wish a lot of young black men especially could feel half what I feel sometimes. Sometimes when I'm at home and I go walking on the island of Koshima, right near my house, it's so peaceful. There's nobody
peaceful.
chasing you. There's no
Right.
Crips, no Bloods. There's no police brutality. And the people want to know you because you're in their community, right? So they're going to say hello to you. They want to have tea with you. And they want their kids to mingle with your kids because you coming into the community, so they need to know you. So it's a whole different life experience. Sometimes I'm so happy I just fucking cry. I
That's
have these
what's up, man.
I had these three old ladies, old Japanese in their 60s and 70s. Every Friday, they pick me up and we'll go, they'll take me to coffee, lunch, or some kind of up the mountains. And they just hang out with me just to hear me speak English. But because I don't, I said, I can't take money from them, right? Because I don't need it. So what they do other stuff for me instead.
Yeah, it's the
So
barter system. Hmm.
yeah.
Right.
And black man, we're not villains everywhere. Because some places English not as good enough to be brainwashed.
And they want you to believe that.
Yes.
You absolutely. I'm glad you made that point.
Now
I'm
in
really glad
America
you
we
made
are,
that point.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not villains in any way. And they enjoy us. They enjoy our culture, our fashion, even our music. I know in America we look down on our culture where we did, but around the world they think it's amazing. So it just took a while for me to deprogram myself to realize I'm not a villain, dude. You could be a man, be like a real man, respected. Oh, that's a guy there. He's a man, so I'm gonna respect him. So that's what I just want to put in. I just want to say I know y'all. I've been seeing y'all, but I'm just.
So, quick
on
question, Lamar. You
Yes.
said you've been living overseas in Japan for about 7 years, right?
Yes.
So, what would you say is your average cost, right, for your monthly expenses?
Oh, I bought a house. I'm a resident, so let me see my house. It's about 100, and my car. It's about another. So I would say about 250. But again, I live in a different lifestyle. I got kids. I got a big house and 2 cars. So if you was by yourself with just one woman, I live in we call the countryside. I don't live in
Right.
Tokyo, Hiroshima. I'm from South. I'm from a big city, so that stuff don't excite me. So I move in more of a country. They call it countryside. So it's a lot cheaper. The food is super cheap, so it's really affordable. But Japan is a rich country, so you got to have some funds. We go over there.
So
It's
you
not,
said 250. Did you quantify that to dollars? So you're saying about
Oh,
$200, $250? How
I
much
don't
is
do the
it?
change rate. I put in my fact. I would say like 2,000 to 3,000.
See,
But
that's what I was thinking. So
yeah,
about $3,000, right?
yeah.
See,
But
this is
you can do it
good.
cheaper than that. Is that
Right, but you
I
got to
got a family.
remember, you got to
Eat.
remember, most guys won't be able to do it that cheap in the beginning, right? So we're trying to make an exit strategy for people, for our community, without them having to truly kind of like learn a different language or have to find and be into the local market. So this is just like a quick escape, and I think that that baseline of $2,000, I think if one can start to do the sacrificing while you're working and as opposed to spending the money on the purchasing the new vehicle, right? Because think of this, us as men, 90% of what we do it so that we can attract a mate, right? The clothes that we wear for the most part, the type of car we drive, the apartment we purchase, the things that we put in the apartment, other than of course our personal enjoyment and our personal needs, the most part is attracting another person. And here's what I would suggest. If you took those funds, you'd realize how much available funds monthly you actually could save. And I think if you could put together a budget where you start really penny pinching, you start tightening the belt, you start focusing on saving. If you save and find your way of saving $2,000 a month, I can assure you that in 1 year's time, you'll have enough savings for you to transition out of the matrix. With $20,000, I can assure you, you can transition out of the matrix, which will allow you to do multiple things without even an actual plan. Because with $20,000, you could even go into another country. You can live for 6 months comfortably, learn the language, take up a trade, and actually create a business and where you can see yourself adding to the community, even if it's literally just providing a service for other people who travel, right? So it's important to understand that, as much, this is what I was taught when I was younger is you'll never lose a woman chasing money, but you'll always lose money chasing a woman, right? So if you decide to refocus on yourself and building yourself up and getting yourself to a position where you can create a savings, there's great other opportunities of other streams of revenue. But listen, I'm referring to the guy who's like, you know what? I'm not trying to do all that. I'm just trying to escape. If you sit there and you decide to take at least half of your earnings and save it within a year, you can put yourself in a position to really escape the matrix and really build yourself in another country. There's so many options. You have English speaking countries as well. Now, Africa is a little tricky because unfortunately in Africa, you don't know the landscape. So it's important that if you don't do what BMT said, which was plugging into the network of people that is already successful in business, that right there is a piece of advice that will quantify itself in such great earning potential, right? Because what it'll allow you to do is it'll allow you to piggyback off of the people that already has it started. So a lot of the falls and the pitfalls that you may have actually had to run into, they can guide you away from that. And it's very easy to spot a person who's a charlatan that's trying to take advantage of you versus someone that's trying to give you information. Because if they don't have a handout, if they're not looking for you to spend money on X, Y, and Z with them or whatever, and they're just giving you the game, that's when you insightfully listen, you take it all in, and you see what it is that you can possibly build for yourself.
That's a good point. I want to catch my dude Kamal. He been out there. He been here waiting for a little minute.
I'm sorry about that, Kamal.
Hey, no, it's all good, Lamar. Hey, Aaron, you remember me, right? We met in Parker Jarrett's.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm just saying. I just wanna. I've been watching your streams for a minute. I mean, it's been a while since I've jumped on your stream. But just a little my own 2 cents about the Passport Bros. When it comes to the Passport Bros, it's called the power of walking away. So you got all these haters and saying like, oh, you're not gonna. It's no different overseas, or you're never gonna find someone like us, like American women, which is not true. You already know that. So it's like my experience in Colombia and just overseas in general. And Lamar, by the way, I spent 6 months in Tokyo.
Oh,
I'm in the Air Force.
That's expensive.
So yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
convenient,
I had a good time
baby.
though. But it was during COVID and everything was shut down.
Oh man.
That
That was
sucked, but
that was a mecca. COVID hit hard there too.
yes, it is. But the thing is, it's like, the
I mean,
power, you got to compare the Passport Bros to the power of walking away. It's just like when they victim, it's just like, what does the abuser say to the victim, when they trying to get away from them? Oh, you would never find someone like me. But that just sums it up.
yeah,
So
it's
that's a
about
great point. That's a great point. You were gonna say?
no, it's
No,
a
I'm good.
it's
Go
a
ahead,
lot of
Lamar.
scare tactics. It's sort of
Yeah,
like your family,
scare
right?
tactics.
It's sort of like your family, right? Your mom or dad, they might love you, so they might say something that, like, for example, when I first moved to Canada, they might say, "Hey, don't go over there, cause no more white people might get you." They be careful, but they trying to help you, but they don't know they're not. They really hurting you. So a lot of the attacks is they just can't see on the other side of the bridge, right? They can't see it. So a lot of us, like your guys on this panel, y'all was born to run, y'all born to travel. So it's already inside of y'all. So, but them,
Yeah,
they not born to move.
that's
So they
that's
can't
the
see
most
it.
important thing for
Yeah.
a man's development is to get outside of the area that you grew up in. You
Oh,
know,
for sure. And the mind state too, BMT. So it's like, for instance, a lot of people, they may, because they're so stuck in the rat race, and this is something super important, gentlemen. You have to realize that it's about changing your perspective and perception and the mind state and the way that you're thinking. Because you're right, saving half your income, if you're doing what you've been doing, is going to be next to impossible. But if you decide to start doing things differently, you'll find how quickly, how much money you're actually wasting, right? And spending it on things that have zero value and give you no return in whether it's happiness, it gives you no return in peace of mind, and it definitely doesn't give you any freedom. So if you start deciding, like, look, I'm going to take half of what I've been spending on going out to eat and starting to cook your own meals, two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to save money. And number two, you're going to become healthier, right? Like, it's funny. I clown on yoga all the time, right? But at the end of the day, yoga is a great example of what you could be doing with very little. Yoga doesn't make $1 million. He works a specific season. He takes his money, but then if you see, what is he doing? He's working out pretty much every single day. He's putting in his effort in his own body, right? And he's getting himself into a physical shape where even if you would say, man,
shout out yoga. Let me go ahead, bro.
And I mean,
I'm pull up this clip.
we clown him. I known him for years, but we clown him. But at the end of the day, really, he's a good example for somebody who can take just very little and have a great lifestyle. Right? Because it's just about changing the perception and perspective of what you're doing. So, okay, you may not be able to save half your income, but don't tell me you can't save 20%. Don't tell me you can't save 10%. And you'd be surprised how quickly it adds up, especially if you just decide, you know what? Instead of this day of me going out and spending $40 on dinner, I'm going to go ahead and spend $15 and make, or $20 and make dinner.
You have to make a major sacrifice.
These are
really,
sacrifices.
You might have to leave your social circle. You might have to.
But
just,
BMT, let me ask you this. Let me ask you, BMT. If I said to you, yo, if you give me 24 months, and you be successfully sacrificing, you don't spend $1 that's not necessary, that's not on bills, right? And I can assure you at the end of that 24 months, you will have your dream woman, you will have your dream lifestyle, and you will have the peace of mind that you've never experienced for the rest of your life. Would you do it?
Most definitely.
Everyone would. And that's going to take some sort of discipline, which is why I salute the men in the military, because at the end of the day, what they can do is practice that discipline that they learned. Right? It allows them to be able to focus on putting some certain goals in place and reaching those goals.
And we also travel too.
It's wonderful. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of times through the military, you can travel very inexpensively. They give you some certain special rates. You can do so. I know some military members who can travel so inexpensively. And
that depends, man. That depends.
On what?
It depends how you work that. It depends how you work your angle. But I know what you're talking about.
Well, teach them. Let them know.
No, it's just like, okay, so with me, it's like it's like if you ever get orders to like go to like Europe, right? So like Germany is an example. So you go to Germany, and then for like you got like these agencies inside the base, and you could just travel all around Europe and stuff like that for
Yeah,
pretty much next to cheap.
I heard that part. Yep.
Yep. So I mean, yeah. But like I said, you got to like work some angles. But like me being military as well, it's just like you got scams and stuff like that. But if you
Sure.
know how to work your angles, you should be okay.
So listen,
Go
let
ahead,
me
man.
ask you this. Where's been the place that you've traveled that you feel like this is some place that I'm going to relocate? Would you say it's Colombia or is it somewhere else?
So it's two places. It's Colombia and Germany because Germany and
Yo, German, I heard they
yes,
love us.
Joe. You know the thing about Germany is like is they don't. It's a good thing that passport bros don't talk about this because Germany they love is not the word, but they're like obsessed with black people. The
I
girls want
talk
a
about
black
the
Yeah, I
same
baby.
heard
thing.
that. I heard
Yeah,
that.
it's like I
that's
mean,
so interesting to me, man,
yeah,
because Germany has that history of
they
extreme
do,
racism.
but that's been but ever since
It's
like
been cleaned
Hitler
up.
got off,
Yeah.
ever since Hitler got off and stuff like that, from people I talked to in the '60s, they said it was like that back then. So they love black people, like black Americans. Excuse me, black Americans straight out.
Right.
It's
I was going to be like, they're not too fond
no,
of the
it's
black
No,
true.
no, no,
Hey,
not
hey,
Africans.
it's
Africans. No, not Africans fresh off the boat, but
Yeah,
black
Right,
people.
right.
hey, shout out
yeah.
to
Yeah.
my
Hey,
Africans. Shout out to
it's
my
an old
Africans,
film
man.
by what's the track runner Jesse Owens, right?
Jesse Owens, yep.
The
Yeah.
whole stadium was calling him his name, Jesse, when he was winning all those races. You
Hmm.
know, when he was running
That was
in
in
Germany over that.
1936, man. That was
Yeah,
before like the yeah.
that stadium was calling his name,
Mm.
Jesse. You know, and one of his opponents helped him when he was trying to make a long jump. Right, he almost got disqualified. In his competition, told him, "Hey, you need to move it back a little bit. Then you make the long jump. You're qualified." Then they became good friends, but openly they couldn't say it. Because it was Germany, what it was. So I was been there, but it's been like a hidden jewel. But now
Oh yeah,
it's
it's a
good.
big hidden gem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But now it's
it's
good. It's good.
But see, that's
yeah.
why I like panels like this because it allows us to network with one another and to help each other out, give tips. Because I learn a lot from these panels, so that I could better my travels.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem. I like Germany. Like I say, I do attack a lot of rich countries like Germany, Japan, Sweden. I try to get black men, like I say, black men that travel, and I always try to, if they get caught up in the passport bro thinking, I say, hey, just travel to have fun, to learn the culture, because women gonna be everywhere, right? I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get them to travel anywhere I can. So if they could just travel anywhere and realize nobody behind your back trying to get you, then you realize you come back to America, you're still gonna be more proud because you'll know what you are. You are a
So,
man.
Facts.
so
I want to
there's,
read this. I want to. Hold on, care, but I
go get
want
him,
to
get
catch
him.
this comment real quick. By Han Bang, I think that's how you pronounce it. He says reasons for labor shortages 2020 to 2022 shutdowns and layoffs. Uber, Lyft, which is true. Young people are monetizing their social media following. That's another big reason. Under 35s moving in with their folks. That's another reason. People dipping from the U.S. and sex work. So let's make some good points. So that's talking about the OnlyFans situation, but those are also other
Right.
good points. I do know some guys that drive for Uber for maybe a couple of weeks and they shoot on out the country.
See, so let's do this, right? Because somebody mentioned earlier about what they get from these panels. So let me give y'all a little bit of a gem, right? I gave a couple friends of this piece of advice, and it allowed them to do exactly what I've kind of put forth as far as something that you should kind of consider. If you can't see yourself saving the money, right? Let's say things are tight. Your job, you're making $17 an hour. 90% of your income goes to your bills, right? So you just can't see yourself saving, 50%, 20%. The great part about it is we live now in 2023 and something exists now that didn't before, which is called the gig economy. All right. So what's the gig economy? Let me explain. It's something that you need to tap into if you're having a difficult way of figuring out how to create some sort of income or how to save the money to escape the matrix. So one thing that you have to realize is that the most valuable commodity that exists is time. That is the most valuable commodity. When you start realizing that there is time in the day where you are, let's just say, relaxing, let's say you're playing, your video games, or let's say you're just chilling, watching, the YouTube videos, whatever it is that you're doing on your downtime, I can assure you that you can generate $50 to $100 per day if you just join the gig economy. The great part about it is that if you're already paying for a vehicle to get you from point A to point V, you can now turn this liability, which is what your vehicle is, into an actual generating asset. What you do is you decide to do one of three things. If you're not interested in doing the first one, which is becoming an Uber driver, forget about your pride. Put your pride aside, because this is what really stops most Black men from actually being able to put themselves in position, is their ego. You know what else puts us in position to be in danger? Our ego. You know what else puts us in position to make mistakes with women? Our ego. And if you could take that ego and move it aside and say to yourself, at the end result of my sacrifice and me hustling and grinding, I'm going to find my goal, then you will never have an issue with your ego again. So I'll give you this slight game. With Uber, with Lyft, and then with another company called DoorDash. I said to my guy, I'm like, yo, my G, yo, you talking about you can't figure out how to, you know what I'm saying? You trying to figure out how to do this hustle, try to figure out. My guy, I see you, you know what I'm saying? I come over, every time I come over, you playing video games. You get off of work and you like, I just need to chill. I mean, I respect that. But at the end of the day, you saying you unhappy. I see you put in 5 hours a day on the video game or watching a YouTube video or whatever. If you just took half that time, that means you still could game. You still can watch your videos. You still could do whatever it is to decompress. But take 3 hours. You could set aside $50 to $100 using the gig economy. That's whether you're driving through Uber, Lyft, or just delivering food. If you don't want to, if you feel embarrassed and you don't want to be driving around and being someone's taxi, or if you don't feel that your car is up to par to put someone in it, just become DoorDash. Just DoorDash and just utilize that service. You've got the Walmart Spark, right? You've got all of these different gigs. Once you do a little deep dive into the YouTube community, you'll find all the different apps that you can join in, and you can create a passive income on your 2 days off, right? And maybe an hour or two throughout the actual day, as far as with depending on your work schedule. Because with DoorDash and Uber, you can drive anytime. Do you understand? You can drive at any time. And I can share with you, if you want to just hit me up directly on Instagram, you don't got to pay me $1, because me, I want to see all Black men win. So at the end of the day, I may be super critical on us, but that's because I love us more than anybody else is going to love us, because we don't have nobody showing us the way. A lot
Can
of
you
us
share
don't.
your information, man?
Sure, it's just Caribbean
At least to me.
Casanova.
What?
Just Caribbean Casanova. You can just hit me up on Instagram directly. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? You can just find me Caribbean Casanova. You'll know it's me, because you'll see the ocean view that I have from my condo in the Dominican Republic. So you have to realize that at the end of the day, you just take this day or two that you have off. Even if you don't want to use both days, use that one day. I guarantee you, if you hustle up between Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, that one day, you can create $100 extra a week. That's $400 a month. Do you understand? That's $4,800 a year. And in 2 years' time, you can have enough funds for you to be able to transition and actually set yourself up. Just like I said earlier, even if all you want to do is just get yourself in shape, find yourself a partner, and just live a more comfortable life. You know what I'm saying? You have that space once you're able to travel up out of there. You know, pick up something like kickboxing, like Muay Thai, Asha Yoga. You see Yoga living his best life. He's not a millionaire, but you know what he is doing? He's getting himself in shape so that he's actually more attractive to the people, to women who he finds attractive, right? Because at the end of the day, you'll find millionaires that girls are cheating on them just because they're, fat and sloppy, right? So there's so many different aspects of your life that you want to put together, but you got to decide to start making the choice of sacrificing that time, right? So if you see, just like the Kang, Beautiful, beautiful comment, brother. A small 150 bill per day, 31 days. That's $46.50 a month. That's $40,000 in 1 year, just by sacrificing a little bit of that free time you have. Let me give up.
Good point. Yogi, you there? We got Yogi
Yes.
in the building.
Can
What's
you hear
good,
me?
my brother? What's good? What's good, man?
Shouts out to the panel. Shouts out to the brother that's in the medical field over in Tokyo, Japan. I was just in Japan a couple of days ago. I got a chance to stay at the Royal Park in the airport, that 3 terminal airport they got. But I caught the mono train, or I caught the Keeley train. That's what they call it, Keeley. Start with a K or something like that. But I caught that train up to Shinobi, Shinoba, Shinoba.
Shibuya.
Close enough, Yoga.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah, I think that's a little town in Shishuba City. I think Shishuba.
I think you mean Shibuya. I think you meant Shibuya, man.
Yeah, Shibuya. Yeah,
Shibuya.
Shibuya. Yes,
Yeah.
Shibuya. Yeah, Shibuya. When you get out right there from the train station, it's like a whole little metro place. It's like another Times Square right
Yup.
there in Shibuya
Yup.
City when you comes out off the
Mhm.
train. So I got a chance to kick it over in Tokyo, and Shibuya City, and all them people crossing the street at one time, and all the little alley clubs. They got a club, but they're called the Harlem Club. It's a hip hop club in
Oh,
Shibuya
I've been there,
City.
man. Yeah, I've been there, man. That place is loud, yo.
Exactly. I walked down that alley, and I went up and they said,
It's called the Harlem Club.
Yeah.
Let you know it's black. They let you know it's for
Yes.
black folks. It's called the Harlem Club in Shibuya
But they said,
City.
black folks there, though. But
Yeah, Tokyo, Japan. So it was a couple Nigerians there or whatnot, and that's who told me where it was at. I stopped by the 7-Eleven and I saw some. I thought it was American brothers, but they was Nigerian. I said, what a hip hop club, and then they pointed me in that direction. I was only, if you from the train station, it only takes about 5 minutes to walk, and you'll be at the Harlem Club. But just to come in, I tapped in on some things that Caribbean Casanova was saying, and first off, Caribbean Casanova, 300,000, 350,000 since 2015. Yeah, that's a little money. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. When I started, and I based it off of, and when we want to talk about giving yourself goals and monetary goals, I based it off of making $1,000 a day.
There you go.
So I'm in a real industry where I can generate $1,000 a day is obtainable, easily obtainable. And so looking at, my goal being making $1,000 a day, how many days are in a year? 365,000. And so that became my life, because I start looking at life as, okay, no matter if I got this going on, I got women here, I got women there, or I can hang out, I got a barbecue here, go party or club here in the States. I'm looking like, well, I'm missing $1,000 that day. See, other people they got regular 9-to-5s, so they happy to be off and work on Saturday and Sunday. And I'm looking at a Saturday and Sunday, like Saturday and Sunday might be a $1,500 day Saturday, and then on Sunday it might be another $1,700 day. And I started looking at life in that way. And then after looking at life that way, I put my head down. I looked up. It was 5 years later. I put my head down. It was 2015. I look up. It was 5 years later, and I stopped going to clubs. I stopped going out. And then what I started doing is, and y'all, that's when I got a chance to meet all you guys through the internet and through YouTube and social media. I started taking 4-month vacations. Why? Because I've worked 10 months in a row, making $1,000 every day, and all I'm doing is eating, sleeping, working out, and then going back to working every day. So now after doing that consistently for 4 years, I'm at a position where I can break off and go to another country and buy land while I'm there, chance to explore and those different things. But I've worked 16 hours a day or 14 hours a day for 3 and 4 years in a row. And other people in my family looked at that, other men in my family looked at that, and my own brother looked at that. And now what it did, it put the pressure on, because I stopped all the excuses and everything in between. I said, well, every living, breathing moment I'm gonna get is gonna be about getting to a certain level. And now, once you're at that certain level, now you can make more money faster. Because now I can take a $20,000 and invest here, or 50,000 and do something over there, and your returns are bigger. And now you're moving faster. But all you have to do is slow down, and then get situated, and not look at what the rest of the world is doing. Not look at the woman, none of that. All that's gonna be there at the end of the day. And you don't have to go out here and be a LeBron James or be some super extraordinary individual. All you got to do, fellas, is just put in the grind, and you could be what I call average. You could be the average cat, go to high school, go to college, man, go to some type of medical field, some type of engineering field. I see the brother up here who's in the medical field, a nurse that's in Japan. I'm sure he wasn't the smartest guy in his high school. He wasn't the smartest guy in college, but he living a very comfortable life, international life in Japan, house, home, kids, family, and we don't have to be extraordinary to do that. So the American narrative tells you got to go over and beyond to just get normal life and a normal, comfortable life, and that's the false narrative there. No, all you gotta do is just put your time and attention on what you really want to focus on, and then and that opportunity will be provided. Now, what I can say is, in my 20s, if I had the same mindset and did what I did in my 30s, I would have been a long way faster, very faster. But what I didn't have at the time is the internet, and the way that we have the internet and the social media, being able to learn in real time from other brothers around the world, and with being able to learn, being able to learn from brothers real time around the world. Then I would have known in 2015 it was a Dominican Republic. I would have known more about Thailand, and I could take 10,000 over to Thailand and start moves instead of buying a Cadillac. And when I'm 24 years old, instead of buying a 740,
Cadillac when I was 24 years old. Hold on.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
No, I sold it though. I sold mine.
And then after that, I got a 740 Beamer Li 1998 with the telephone in the middle, feeling good. Right when the Motorola Razors came out. This was right when Motorola Razors came out. Smartphones weren't even here. And I'm looking at the money that I was spending at 21, 22. I got a corporate job. I'm teaching on a college level. And I had a job with the airlines where I could fly around the world, and I didn't know. And so I'm looking at what I did on the ground back in America. So, and just to get cut to the chase, fellas, grind up, go buy you a cheap house, and then rent the house out. And then the monthly rent, that's what you use to go live around the world, and you don't got to worry about getting a digital nomad job. You don't have to worry about go filling out no applications. Grind for 3 or 4 years, stack up all your bread, and go in a rural area and buy you a little cheap house. Go buy you a house with all the Mexicans and all the foreigners. They not all of them moving to the big city. They moving a lot of them out to rural places so they can go work in the farmland and what's going on in America. Go buy you a little, save up 15,000, 20,000. Go buy you a trailer home and rent it out to some Mexicans in the rural areas, and bring you in at least 1,000 to 1,500 a month on a rental property. And a rental property that you can move around as a mobile home. And that's your ticket to move out the country. That, and then boom. So now you could, then you could, it don't have to be go find no job. No,
well, there's different levels.
Hold on, Corey. I gotta welcome my guy to the show, Big Bass. You in there?
Big Bass in the building.
What up, bro? Big Bass, you there?
Can't hear your mic, Big Bass. And that was just one way. It's a million different ways of getting it.
Big
It's just one way.
BNT.
Yeah.
Big Gans. Big Gans, you gotta take yourself off mute if you there.
Yeah.
Big Gans is here too, is what I'm saying.
Oh, Big Gans, what's good, bro? I see you, I see you there.
What's going on? I had to mute the mic. You know, New York City, them ambulances and sirens, they always going crazy.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on what CC was saying. Tell the brothers out there, focus on yourself. If your money's already right, but your body's not right. You know what I'm saying? Let me go on and say, cause he did mention the working out, but I just recently, I don't know if you can see my full body. I just recently lost 60 pounds.
Let's
Congratulations. Congratulations.
In the gym.
That's Passport Bro Motivation 101. To motivate our brothers to do better. Exactly, bro.
In the gym 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week. You know, listen, for 20 years, I was fluctuating between 380 and not 380, 280 and 310 pounds. 280. 280 and 310 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Just recently, in February, I was 300 pounds. Got busy, got in the gym, took it seriously. Now I'm down to 240. Trying to make my way down to 225.
Damn, that's good.
What's your calorie intake?
I'm trying to get down to 190.
I don't count calories, bro.
Oh, okay.
I do intermittent fasting, low carb.
Right.
You know, I eat one time a day.
Yeah.
You're indirectly counting your calories, but go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Indirectly,
So
but
the
I'm
best-
not real.
I
I'm
guess-
not.
I guess some people it's difficult for them to be able to figure out how to quantify, counting calories.
Right.
So I remember
right,
the way that I dropped, because I was around the same big gains. I was like 260, 265, right? But I'm 6'2", so you don't really see it. But I know that when my weight's supposed to be at 175, 180, right?
Right.
So the way that I got down to it is a way that's very difficult for people to really follow through. But unfortunately, it was literally just eating rabbit food. It was just greens and protein. That was it.
Right.
And then working out, however, that's the most difficult part, simply because, it's difficult changing that way of eating with the fried foods, with the baked foods, the breads, the rices. It's really, really hard, right? But again, it's all about that sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know for sure that at the end of that cycle of whatever it is that you're doing, that you're going to be able to attain the lifestyle, the life that you're looking for, the dream, you do it. The biggest thing is that it's just hard to do it on your own, which is why it's very important when we have these panels, right? When we have these support, because what we're supposed to be doing is supporting each other. We're supposed to be able to communicate.
Can I piggyback off what you're saying?
Hold on, Yoga. Let me
it's to you, gang.
Real quick.
It's just to you. I didn't come to impress my brothers. I came to inspire my brothers. And Gaines, you inspire me, even though I inspired you.
Yeah, but let me say this real quick, because I still have the craving for the fried food, but I don't do the French fries anymore. I don't do the fried chicken on a heavy like you
gotta step your game
2-3
up.
times a
You
week.
gotta step your game up.
If I do some fried food, it'll be fried fish. I'll have some fried fish and a salad.
With fried in olive oil. Fried in olive oil. Virgin olive oil.
Well, I've been frying my own fish in olive oil for the past 15 years.
And if y'all really need some
olive oil or grapeseed oil.
So now, just to give you some motivation.
Hold on, crew. I want to welcome Big Baz. Are you there yet?
Yeah.
Big Baz in the building.
What up, bro?
Right, salute to the panel.
Dropping that fire music.
There you go.
Good to be around some constructive brothers. I'm listening to everything y'all saying, man. And I'm sorry, I hate that I missed you, BMT, when I was out there. You was like one of the first brothers I was looking for. You and Tim when I touched ground in Thailand. But it was all good. It was all good.
You had got there like when I had bounced out on the low.
Yep. I know you.
But hey, I want to give a shout out to you, Big Bass, man, because you've been really putting in, effort and putting like the music to the Passport Bros and everything. And then you and Yoga, man, y'all been on the front lines, as like defensive ends of the Passport Bros. And a lot of cats didn't step up, and
I'm a cornerback, BLT. Hold on, I'm a cornerback. I pick six and take it to the house.
Hey, BMT.
Go ahead, Big Gaines.
BMT, I'm gonna blow your mind real quick. One of your haters just drove past my house.
Hey, we gotta talk about that. We talk about that offline.
Elephant Pookie?
No, ask Nathaniel.
Here we go. No, listen.
So
real quick, just to spin the block.
We from around the same way. Me and him grew up together. He just drove past my house.
I forgot all about that cat.
So he watching the live. He's watching.
Nah. He in his car, so he can't be watching it.
All right, hold on. Before we get derailed, gentlemen, let's make sure that we we kind of give some actionable items, right? So for the guys that's in the chat, if you might be struggling with your weight, there's one investment that I'll tell you will really help out, that will keep you being able to eat the foods you want without having to make a drastic change, and that's purchasing an air fryer. Right? If you get yourself an air fryer right now, they're super cheap. You can find one for about $50 on Amazon. And instead of you frying the foods, if you start putting it in the air fryer, you'll get that same mylar, that same crunchy, without that actual extra calories, right? These are like little small tips that'll help you, that you can start off small, because you know it's very difficult for you to jump from one extreme to the other. So this is kind of an amazing kind of like transition period where you can just purchase yourself an air fryer, and instead of frying anything with oil, you bake it basically in the convection oven, which is what an air fryer is. It's just a little mini convection oven, right?
Caribbean.
It cooks fast and it cooks good. Go ahead, boss.
Caribbean. A brother had put up a comment. His name was Nick, and he said he met me at the Colonial. It was up a few minutes ago. Aaron had a comment up, and the brother name was Nick something, and he said, "Yoga, I met you at the Colonial." And I remember the young brother. I was staying up at Wangamont Beach up in Bamboo Beach in Pattaya, and there was an older brother gentleman, had locks, and he was there with his granddaughter, and this young man was the granddaughter's boyfriend, and they came out from North Carolina. And I met them at the Colonial Restaurant. So this brother, I actually gave him the link and gave him the number and told him what channels to find me on, because he said you got a YouTube. So I gave him BMT's channel and Big Bass channel. So obviously he went on in and he subscribed. So he's in the chat. So I just want to give a shout out to that brother. That was his first time out to Pattaya, and I met him and his girlfriend and the grandfather. So that was it. Back to the regular scheduled programming.
So if you guys need some help, because I have hundreds of friends online that I've met online that I've helped out, never ever collected a dime from them. This is only about brothers helping brothers. All you have to do is just hit me up on Caribbean Casanova on Instagram, and if you need me to help you, walk you through a quick program of whether you are deciding to, if you need help setting up your account for Uber or DoorDash, you have to realize that you have to do three things. You've got to save a few dollars, you've got to save a few calories, and then you have to save your mental health.
Well, Caribbean Casanova, what do you do for somebody if you take them to the Muay Thai gym and try to help them? You get them in the ring around other legends, and you try to help them in the gym. But this is the thing, Yoga, I've been helping a couple of Passport Bros. They've been coming to the gym with me. Young Trey from Alabama, the young brother Jay that just came out to the gym with me. Y'all saw Traversity Jaw, he came to the gym with me. So and other brothers again inspired. Dante from Golden Tiger, he's in the Muay Thai gym. He's gonna be fighting on the Yoga undercard. He's training at Fairtech.
Whoa! Who? Dante?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm just giving out new news. This is breaking news. Dante from Golden Tiger, the owner, the owner. We got another brother that so many people contacted from the acceptance video, contacted the email address. So we got another brother that's training down in Tiger Muay Thai. And he's been watching everything, and he's a Passport Bro. He's a brother, ex-military, and he's had a couple of professional MMA fights, and he's gonna be on the ticket too. We're rolling all this out. See, when I'm doing this real business move, having this fight on TV and making real moves and just not trolling with it, other real fighters now contacting and coming on into the fray. So this is gonna be bigger than what we're expecting. But yeah, this is inspiring. Yeah, this is inspiring brothers to get their body right, and Gaines is on it, man.
Facts. So again, you know, this whole panel, what BMT is building with the app, what BMT has with this content.
And real quick, Caribbean, when you said the app, we need to do a partnership with Big Bass and some special music for the Passport Bro app. That's the next thing right there, because Big Bass is making this theme to this whole movement, making the theme music to this movement that we got going. Big Bass need to do something specifically for the app. We need to marry that BMT Big Bass relationship.
For sure.
So again, if you out there right now and you're trying to put a game plan together, you know, part of what BMT was referring to was networking. And what I want y'all to know is that there's a lot of brothers out here who's just looking to help out their brothers. You understand? You have to understand that at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about having to pay someone to give you consultations. Now, There is consultations when you don't have the information, and instead of you doing the research, if you're willing to pay someone to give you the game, then that's totally okay. You just have to understand that there's a lot of people out here that's willing to help you for free. We can put yourself a game plan together. You understand? It was really me listening to my uncles, my pops, my grandfather. See, not everybody has that though, and I know that. So I always want to be there. That's the reason why, I did volunteer for the Big Brothers even when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's about really each person who has some information reaching out, because at the end of the day, our community has been attacked. We've been under attack, and they've infiltrated and created a negative outlook on black men towards other black men. You understand? Now, don't get it twisted. We're supposed to hold each other accountable. We're supposed to check each other and say, yo, this ain't the move. I don't think this is right for the community. But putting that aside, there also has to be a community that's going to help each other. So, like, this is the reason why I jumped on the panel with BMT, because at the end of the day, I do see him putting out information that will help somebody who's trying to help themselves. So at the end of the day, we know we got room for trolling, we got room for cooking, we got room for scratching and getting into it, you know what I'm saying? But then there has to be a space where we can reach out and we can help each other. So like I said, you see with Big Gans, right? Big Gans dropped 60 pounds. If you need to hit him up. Yo, ask him, yo, what is it that you did? You know what I'm saying? With Kamal, you can ask him, yo, when you enlisted, what are the things that you should think that I should do, or maybe some things I should stay away from the military experience, right? Where you would say, if you had this information and knowledge that you gain now, if you had it when you first started, what would you do? If you're younger and you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you're seeing all this content, you're trying to figure out how to set your life up to get you out of the matrix. You see that there's an issue with the people in your generation and the women in your generation, and you're not seeing eye to eye, you need to reach out to the ones that you feel that has a good inspiration or something. They're doing something that you see yourself doing, right? Because it's always somebody who's walked that path before you. So at the end of the day, we're supposed to be here to help each other out. We want to figure out how to do some music, some music engineering.
That's a good point, Caribbean, because the land your plane, though, brother. You're a little long-winded there, but nothing but good points. But I want to give Big Bass a little mic time, brother. Big Bass, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. So let us know what's going on with the music, man.
Well, as far as like all of this is really by happen chance, you know what I'm saying? Like and all of these brothers have one way or another have contributed. Now, don't get me wrong, like some brothers have been a little more controversial than others, but they've still contributed. Like Big Boss Real Talk, shout out to him. He brought the Dennis Sperling thing to life. Dennis Sperling like embraced that element, and it kind of gave voice. It kind of gave voice to the movement in a different aspect, in a different way. Zoom to Thailand kicked it off by opening the doors up for the expression, and then like TMD, Tailor Made Dreams opened up. So it really gave brothers a voice. It gave me a voice. And me, I've always been like a passport bro, always, before it even became a thing. But as far as like us being able to share information, be able to support one another, that's the important thing. You know what I'm saying? So I've always supported BMT outside of the boundaries. Even the brother Austin going through what he going through. I mean, different brothers on different levels. So if you're going to support brothers and understand that you're going to get something out of it, because even going to Thailand, I embrace the business side of it. You know what I'm saying? While enjoying the city, I still embrace the business side of it. So I got some business ventures even over there. So, I got some things going on, popping off. Of course, I don't have a problem with sitting aside and doing the music and, because I believe in it. If I put my heart into it and I believe in it, I'm going to go wholeheartedly into it in terms of like the movement, because I seen it coming before it even came to the forefront. And now that it's here, I'm like 1000% all the way into it, because now I can see it's coming to fruition and I see it's happening. And it has everything to do with the way we brought up in the United States, because everything that I've gone through, from failed marriages, relationships, incarceration, to coming out here, creating my own business, doing construction, real estate, starting my own LLC, doing music on YouTube, being inside of the industry, working with known artists inside of, Houston, Texas boundaries and outside, going to Atlanta back and forth. So I've done a lot, and it's been by trial and error, but still, I've watched this movement develop, and I just, kind of embraced it and thrust myself into it. And, I'm with it. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm with brothers who got good intentions. Yoga got good intentions. Good, bad, or indifference, he got good intentions. When the brother stood up for Richie Mack, I saluted him. I saluted him behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. I never wavered. I never, you know what I'm saying? I don't care who it is. If it's another person that's, that's against it, then come on, we can dialogue all day long. But when it comes to disparaging and trying to gain clout and gain interest off of a movement that's real, this is a real movement, man. Like, it's a real, like, I'm actually in the airport. I'm actually in the land. I'm actually, doing business and conducting business. And these individuals are on YouTube, sitting their asses in seats, giving their opinion and critiquing, but they not showing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that the truth?
Good point.
Yeah, you're not doing anything but giving an opinion. So when is your next flight? When is your next visit? What are you gonna teach the people? What are you showing my kids, my sons? What are you showing the next generation? What's the answer? Because you keep saying black women or this and that is the answer, but you're not giving me a solution. You're not showing me. Show me your life. Show me your black woman, your black family, your black situation, and then I can be inspired. Inspire me, brother. Because if you can't throw a jab, you can't throw a punch, you're not healthy, you're fat, you're sloppy, you're lazy, then what are you going to do? You're not a warrior. You're not standing on what you say you believe in. So Yoga's in shape. He doing it. He Muay Thai fighting. He inspiring other brothers. What's the hate? What's the hate? All you can hate is the development and the betterment and positivity of a brother. You might not like his mouth. You might not like the way he speak, but he's showing it. He's doing it by example. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times we can't be nice. And I'm not trying to be nice to dudes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, put it in their face and keep it pushing and bond with other brothers of like minds in business.
Good point. Very good point. I want to ask this question real quick, and I'll get back to the show by Amari Asir. He says, I just started my clothing line. I have my LLC, EIN, business bank account. Good job. Website domain and trademark on a federal level. That's what's up. Which country would be a great to open a store? I'd open up a store if you're doing clothing. Let's say you might be in the best place already in America, man. I mean, because clothes overseas, they're very cheap. And a lot of people don't buy name brands overseas as well. So if you're looking at to open up an actual store, I would say the best bet would be just to stay in America to open up a store, unless you want to sell specifically online or something like that. All right, so that's what I would say that. All right. But shout out to you, man. Good going for the LLCs and all that good stuff. We got Edwin Thomas in the building. What up, Edwin? He says, what up, BMT? Thanks for helping me push my motorbike to Sonny's shop up there in Thailand. No problem at all. I owe you a shirt, man. I haven't forgot you. I owe you a shirt. So, but no problem. I got you, man. We got Edwin Thomas in the building. All right. Somebody said open store. Yeah, open store in the U.S. Most definitely, man. I should agree, because trying to open up a brick and mortar business outside of maybe like a restaurant, a soul food restaurant, or a unique type of niche restaurant or something like that, I would say, be careful with that in most places. Now, if you try to actually manufacture clothes and send them back to America, that'd be a good look. You might want to move the DR, get in the free zone or something like that. You got zones in Colombia that manufacturing is pretty relatively cheaper than definitely in the States. So I would say you can manufacture overseas and then have your actual brick and mortar store in the States. That would be my suggestion personally.
Yeah, because a lot of brothers take it down a lot with their fashion once they get into, Colombia Sasua,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
places. They take, you know, maybe when they go into the club, they might dress up a little bit, but for the most part, hold on.
Okay. All right.
For the most part, they take it down. They take it down, especially during the daytime. Basketball shorts, flip flops, t-shirt, tank top, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I say your best move. Your best move would probably be to start some type of social media following, maybe getting some type of niche or something like that, or movement and sell the merch there. Or
Online.
you have the option of doing like some type of drop shipping where you actually buy the shirts wholesale and sell them to other designers and t-shirt makers. You got that option as well. A lot of cats are doing that. All right. Well, welcome my guy David to the show. I just saw you down there, David. What's good with you, bro?
What's happening? How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we all hear you well, brother.
Alrighty. Well, currently I'm back in Medellin, Colombia. I've spent the whole calendar year in this country as of right now.
Wow.
You know, most of the time in Cartagena, but I wanted to see other local cities, so I spent time living in Barranquilla and Cali as well.
Okay.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Salute to that. Salute to that, bro.
One thing I definitely got to say is if you're going to go outside of Cartagena or Medellin, expect them to speak it fast like how they really speak it.
Right.
Speaking fast and learning fast.
Yeah, so expect them because how would I say? I'm definitely glad I definitely did learn a lot more Spanish in Medellin and in Cartagena because going to Barranquilla, living in Barranquilla, and also visiting Cali definitely opened up my eyes a lot more.
I think if you can keep up with the Dominicans' lingo of Spanish, you keep up with anybody's.
Yeah, no, that's
I mean,
because I learned.
They speak so damn fast in the Dominican Republic. I know fluent speaking Puerto Ricans who can't understand what they saying.
Oh yeah, I know. Trust me.
Hey, I'm out though. Hey, everybody, keep up the good work.
Yeah, most definitely, man. We're gonna go ahead and end the show, man. We've been at this for almost 2 hours now. Just want to tap in.
Now you keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, man. Have a good one.
All right.
But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show, man. I appreciate everybody joining. If anybody want to give some closing statements before we go, I'll start off with you, Big Bass.
Yeah, man. Whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna link up with you. I holler at Yoga, and we could try to figure something out on the app side of the game and get some stuff flowing. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind conducting business with I'd rather do business with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And we can figure something out and get things popping. Because I was talking to other cats, they were trying to figure out the same thing, man. How can we, bridge the gap between what you're doing as far as the message and getting it out there to the public? I said, well, it's different ways, but I'd rather do it on our own rather than go to some dominant society app or platform to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather do it in-house. So we'll sit down, we'll talk behind the scenes and get something popping. But that's it, man. I'll be back in the land in a couple of months. So yes, sir. Looking forward.
Man. Yeah, we'll definitely link up, bro. Do some business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to the chat. Big games, man. Good deal with the losing weight and Caribbean Casanova. Good deal, bro.
Salute, King.
All right, thank you.
Salute.
Peace. Big games, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just want to say I'm getting ready to retire from the city of New York in a couple months. So gonna move around a lot more. Gonna get my feet wet a lot more in Colombia. I plan on staying in DR for maybe about a month, maybe 2 months. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other night. We was at a barbecue. He just retired from the city of New York, and we talking about doing 3 weeks to a month in Thailand. We'll probably shoot out there maybe June of next year because we doing his retirement party.
Okay.
Yeah. I said that's the only way I'm gonna fly all the way around the world is if I gotta be in the country for a minimum of 3 weeks. For a 20-hour flight, there is no
flight.
Yeah, there is no going there and coming right back. That's not happening.
Right. I know cats that do it. I don't understand how they do it. So you're absolutely right on that, bro. But congrats on you losing all that weight too, bro. That's what's up.
All right, thank you very much. And I'll see you on the other side. I still want one of them BMT shirts. You sent me the link for the Passport Bro shirt, but the BMT shirt is the one that I want.
I got you. You got my email?
All right. Drop it in the chat. I'll get it.
I got you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Caribbean Casanova.
What it do, King? What it do? Closing statements. Nothing much, man. Just salute to you. Salute to what you got going on. You know, at the end of the day, this is BMT's, you know, platform. I see a lot of positivity coming from his content. You know, at the end of the day, we're supposed to be supporting each other. So at the end, if you need anything, just holler at me, BMT. You know, if anybody's messing with you in these YouTube streets, you just sick the boogeyman on them. I got you, bro. Just let me know. You already know.
Man, I got them haters. I'm
You know,
surprised they didn't show up today, but it's all
you
good.
just let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, Caribbean Casanova, right? And if they sitting there coming and I see they about that nonsense and they really trying to mess up what us as black men trying to put together, you know I will put them on blast and cook them up, no doubt, no problem. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure that we find a way to kind of like build each other's platform so that we can kind of find an escape. You know, so if y'all need any help, you know, if BMT wants to put, you know, the link in the chat, you know, you can reach me through Instagram. You know, I'm a content creator on YouTube, but I don't do it anymore because I've realized that it was hurting our community more than it was helping at the end of the day. So, you know, if I decide to start putting some content together, it'll be basically just answering questions, you know, as far as giving some game to the community. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to you, to BMT. Yo, appreciate you. God bless, G.
All right, man. Peace. All right, fellas. That's been another classic show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to be doing these shows more consistently. Now that I'm here, we got everything set up correctly. So, yeah, guys, peace. Make sure to download the Passport Bros app, man. It's off the chain, man. A lot of good information as well. Peace. Here we go.